Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm looking forward to round three this weekend. I want to do a little bit of a preview of what I'm looking for in the upcoming round. It's in San Diego. So first off, here's the track. I'm not going to do any track analysis because they always sometimes make some adjustments to the track as they build it. But just so if you haven't seen it yet, here's the track layout. And then secondly, we have some good news. Looks like Michael Mosiman may, and I say may because there's nothing confirming this. I know Steve Mathis has tweeted about him a couple of times, but he may be lining up in San Diego this week. I'm surprised he might not just try to race all of East. But he's on a team supposedly with Star Racing Yamaha, and we'll see if he will be lining up in San Diego. We probably won't find out till Friday or Saturday, but it'll be interesting to see if he does show up. So jumping into the 250 class, I know last year RJ had a lot of speed here. He had to come up through the pack and make a lot of passes. I'm looking for him to have a lot of speed here this weekend as well. Firstly, though, I think Jordan Smith. He's the current points leader. I think what he needs to do is he needs to get a good start, most importantly, and then see if who's in front of him. If it's Joe Shimoda, I'm letting Joe. If I'm Jordan Smith, I'm letting Joe win the race. Joe's behind by quite a few. I think it's around 29 points in the series already, and doesn't necessarily pose a threat to him in the championship unless Jordan starts to string some bad results. If I'm Jordan, I'm letting Joe win the race. That's all you need to do. The only person I'm worrying about is RJ. Now, RJ, he's going to probably have a lot of speed. So if I was Jordan, I'd probably wait to see, does he get a bad start or a good start, and try not to push it too much because Jordan does have tendencies to go down and put himself in bad situations. When we've seen this year after year. And so hopefully he can kind of manage his speed a little bit better and realize that he doesn't have to beat him this round. He can just manage the race and manage the points lead and then beat him when he needs to beat him. Because if I'm Jordan, I'm playing the long game, seeing if RJ has a bad start, pushes too hard, has a bad race. Because there is a possibility that happens. Hopefully it doesn't, but you never know. Now, I think RJ is going to come out and try to win this. I think he'll probably he might be faster than Joe. I'm not too sure. It kind of depends on how they're feeling that day, but I think he will be the fastest, if not second fastest driver on the track. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a good start, if he's going to check out, or if he gets in a battle with Joe or Jordan Smith, and we'll see how he plays out. But I expect a good result for him, and hopefully he doesn't push it too hard as well. Now, Joe is in a position where he kind of has to win, right? Joe will have to get a good start, and he has to win. I mean, he's like 29 points off of Jordan Smith, and he kind of needs to have a rebound race, get a win, and hope for some bad luck, unfortunately. There's just some help. He just needs Jordan to finish as low as possible so he can make up some points on him, at least have a possible chance to come back in this championship series, but it's just not likely that he will. And that's my top three in the 250 class. I think that somebody like Levi Kitchen could shake it up as well. If he gets a start, sometimes he just has that winning speed. So we'll see what he does. And then we want to see good rides from like Julian Beaumaire and Max Volan as well. Now for the 450 class. So last year, this race was one to kind of forget for Chase. I know he got his gas tank smashed in the heat race, had to go to the LCQ, and then he got taken out by Barsha in the main. So I think he still came back to finish fifth, but it was definitely one for him to forget. With that being said, what I am looking for him is a better start than he did in Anaheim, see if he can get out front early. And then did he actually make any adjustments and improvements from Anaheim? Because for one thing, San Francisco has taught us nothing, and that's just kind of how mutters are. It just shakes everything up, kind of evens the playing field. But Chase, he kind of just looked like he was stuck where he was in Anaheim. So I'm seeing, did he make the improvements that he claims he has? Is he going to be faster? I expect to see it. You just don't know how much, and only dry conditions are going to prove that, and we'll see that this weekend. Now, Jett, coming off of a bad luck race, I mean, he just kind of was flailing around in the mud and, crashed a few times. I do expect Jett to come out swinging and be just like the Jett we know he is. I'm just interested to see what would happen if he doesn't start near the front, because I think, and we kind of saw it in Charlotte last year, that this 450 class is a lot harder to come up through the pack. So I think if he can start in the top 5, I think he got a good chance to win the race. It just depends. I would really like to see him chase and Webb out front and see if they battle, but it's kind of dependent on the start. And Jett's been really good at starts on the 450s, and I know he'll be probably the fastest qualifier, but we'll see how he starts. And I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this weekend. And now Cooper Webb, I am really excited to see if he can also have a good race. I think he's also gonna show some speed. Like, he had Anaheim 1 speed. I think he was the most impressive at Anaheim 1. I'm interested to see, does that speed carry over into San Diego? How will he do? Will he get a good start again? Hopefully he can make some passes. I know he just kind of got stuck behind Anderson and was finally like running out of time a little bit and pushed to try to pass him. That's where he made his mistake, but he showed great speed. He's 18 points back, which is really unfortunate, but he's got the speed, and he's got to start clicking some points off. So I would love to see him take a win this weekend and really make things interesting. And now this is my favorite rider, if I'm being honest, but Eli Tomac. Now I know he got second last week in the Mutter, and he's hopefully that gives him some confidence, but at the same time, I'm still very concerned just with the injury and how much time he had on the bike coming into Anaheim 1, because he only had a couple months there, and I think that I feel like we saw it at Anaheim, but at the same time, you can't really tell because Eli usually doesn't do well at Anaheim. And I know they made some changes and a lot of improvement, and they said that he really had a fire under him. So I'm interested to see if that is true. If he comes back into a little more comfortable on the bike. We know he's pretty. When his bike's not comfortable, you can tell because he doesn't ride like he can push it or anything. But we're gonna see if he has that kind of race winning speed again, and hopefully so. I am just interested to see how he does on a dry track, and I think this is a good weekend to see if the improvements he's made on the bike are going to help him and how well he does and how racy he can really be. And I think he'll just continue to improve kind of as the season goes on, but that's kind of just where I think he's at in this series. But however, that is the preview from my perspective of what I'm looking for this race. I really want to see Webb win, and then I really want to see Joe win in the 250 class as well. So we'll see how it plays out. If you like the video, please like and subscribe if you want to see more. And let me know your thoughts on what's going to happen this weekend in the comments below. See you guys. Peace.